Takes me about 15 minutes to get here, so I'd say probably like 12:30ish.
12:30 at the latest.
Yeah. So we got a little over an hour. Oh, thanks, Tommy.
Okay, cool. I'll let that little video play for a sec.
We'll post really quick.
Through. All right, yeah, get your mic situated, whatever you think. I usually go for like just a couple inches out from the face.
I'm really bad at all types of geography, so is this a couple inches?
Oh, okay.
Math,
I just want
numbers.
to be the same.
Yeah. Music, college. Do you want to do me a favor and drop the link for this in there?
Yes, I got you. All right, cool. HTTPS. And then we'll do the Twitch link. Bing, bing. Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv. That's where I really got started, and then I've kind of pushed it more to YouTube. Yeah.
Cool.
I used to use IRL streaming.
What's IRL?
So it's called in real life, where basically you just walk around with a camera. Like you could probably do it. Like, you need to have a big personality, because it's like you basically just walk around with a camera in your face and you talk to your viewers. Like, hey guys, I'm over it. I mean, you don't want to dox yourself, so you don't want to always say where you are, but you can be like, today we're gonna go to the dog park. And you just go talk to random strangers and.
See, I'll like film content where I'm at, and then I'll go home and then I'll post it because I've had a couple of show up, but I'm like,
dox yourself pretty quick. And being a girl, it's a lot more risky. Being a guy, nobody's probably gonna show up, but being a girl,
bro, don't be weird.
Yeah, and you're tall, so it's like people see you like, oh, that's Jules.
Yeah,
and so
Creator Jules.
Yeah, and so they're gonna fucking come find you. Cool. All right, let's get this started. So, welcome everybody to the podcast. It's your boy Loonar. You can shiggity wig wiggity big biggity bet it. It's good to have you guys out. I am graced with the presence of Creator Jules today. She is a girl I've known for probably almost a decade.
Yeah.
Went to college together. She's a creative here in Dallas. Her TikTok's booming. She's got pretty much like about 30K, almost 10K on IG.
Yep,
very proud of you.
It's
Good
only
job.
taken years.
Yeah.
It
takes
Am I allowed to cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, you cuss.
Yeah, fuck Instagram and its algorithms.
it's very, very difficult. But yes, this is the first woman on the podcast. I wanted to get a different perspective. I've only had guys, so I think it was good to have. And Creator Jules is someone who is very outspoken. She's not modest in any way. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're modest.
Well, I think every woman's dream is to be like, yeah, she's not modest in any way.
No, she's cool shit. She's opinionated, and she's very talented and a good creator. And so we're going to pick her brain, figure her out. And we don't have a ton of time today, but let's get this going. So, Jules, who are you? What's up?
What's up, guys? My name is Creator Jules. I'm a musician, model, actress, and influencer. It's taken a while to figure out that journey, and we're going to talk a little bit about the journey. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much who I am. Like you said, I'm on TikTok, Instagram. Would love to see you guys follow. I actually just started an OnlyFans too. So if you want to get over there and tip me.
I wanted an OnlyFans girl, and so you're my first.
Yeah.
Check it out. Is it also Creator Jules?
Yeah.
Go get on there. Yeah. Go sub.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
What's your monthly sub? How much are you?
I just started it, but I made like $200, and it's been less than a week.
That's a bet.
Yeah.
Dude, hustle that shit. If guys wanted to see my balls, I would do it too, but nobody wants to see my shit.
Honestly, I had a couple nip slips on my TikTok live, and I was like, fuck it. I need to be getting paid for this.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. Monetize.
I've seen a couple dudes do it.
Dudes do it all the time. You just got to have your dick out.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, mine's not much to show. I'll be real with you. So I want to get to your background just a little bit. Where are you from?
So I'm around from the DFW Metroplex. I would say Roy City, Texas is where I really say I'm from.
Roy City. So you're born in Roy City for real?
I mean, we're all born in like a better hospital, hopefully. But yeah, I was born
under a tree.
Yeah, I was raised like in Roy City, Rockwell area.
That's cool. I know where that is. I student taught in Roy City.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you graduated from Roy City High School, I'm assuming.
No. So this is why I say I'm around from the DFW Metroplex. So And this actually leads up to college too.
Okay.
So I actually was playing basketball. Obviously I was tall. It was like nobody else could get the rebounds above me. So I was like,
You probably got recruited.
yeah.
Like, you
so
gotta play.
I ended up playing. I went to a private Christian school. Lots of great trauma stories there, and we can go through that at any point.
Okay.
But yeah, I went to a private Christian school. Then I went to homeschool for a couple years in middle school. Then I went to Rockwell High School, and all of this is because, well, one, I got mercilessly bullied when I was younger, and so I moved out of that school. Then I went to middle school, loved homeschool, but the basketball team sucked.
Yeah.
So, sorry, guys. But
Shots fired.
Yeah, and then we went to Rockwell High School because they had a really good basketball team. They'd won state a couple years in a row. So I did that whole program, and then I got recruited and went to college and played basketball.
Really? I didn't know you got recruited to go play basketball.
Yeah,
That's
I had
crazy.
a full ride my first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you keep playing, or did you?
No. So
You stopped playing after a little bit, right?
So the good little Christian girl in me actually had a great time when she first got to college because she had no idea what partying, drinking, having sex, boys, none of it. I had no idea what that was like. And so, like, I still made, like, straight A's. I worked harder than everybody else in the basketball team, but the coach was new and did not like the PR problem that I was becoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I remember there was a time that you were like, yeah, I've heard about you from, like, around the grapevine. And I was like, ooh. So let's just say, like, to be fair, my brand did end up winning me homecoming queen in college. So I will, like,
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's not something everybody can flex.
I know, man. Random flex. My grandchildren will be like, did you know that your grandma?
Yeah,
if we have kids.
Your granny, everybody wanted to hit.
Yeah.
Chetty, thanks for the $5 donation. Appreciate that. So cool. So you did basketball, then you came to commerce. I'm assuming you quit playing basketball. Because I don't remember seeing you on the team.
So like I said, I became a brand problem. And so at the half semester, the coach was like, I'm cutting half your scholarship. I was like, that's messed up. And then at the end of the semester, I was just done. But I wasn't going to quit because I was told never to quit.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the semester, basically what happened was I wasn't traveling with the team. Like, you don't really travel if you're a freshman anyways. But long story short, he comes back and he was like, I thought you were going to, like, come visit the team during their game. I was like, well, I had to get a job because
you cut my fucking scholarship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I heard you were in the club. You remember how Commerce had the club?
Yeah.
Bro, I was taking photos for my job at the club.
It was called the club, though.
Yeah, it was called the club. And I had looked at this man with every, like, ounce of resentment in my heart. And I was like, are you fucking joking me right now, bro?
Wow.
So anyways, he ended up kicking me off the team. And I was already going to quit. But, like, I was like, fine. So, but later on in life, I've realized you want to get fired. You don't want to quit.
Yeah, you don't want to quit. You want to get fired.
Yeah, you want to get fired. If I'd known, I would have filed unemployment.
I'm trying to keep up with the story. So sophomore year, you're not playing anymore. Or that's when they cut. So sophomore year, you're donezo.
I'm donezo.
Okay. So after that, did your major change or did you stick the same major?
No, I stuck to the same major, PR and journalism. PR problem, PR and journalism, minor in world studies.
Okay.
So yeah, I kept that throughout college. I actually graduated early. I graduated in 3.5 years instead of 4.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're actually smart. I'm not.
Oh, I don't know about all that. You were really smart. Actually, I remember
good at music. That was about it.
The little group that y'all had at the house was actually weirdly a very, like, important time in my life. I think about it very often. And just, like, because, like I said, I was a good little Christian girl. Y'all were all atheists. And so I walked into that house. I walked into that house.
Pot-smoking atheists.
I know. I was like... Because at the time, Levi had hit me up. And, like, we were, like, flirting or whatever at the time.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But the funny part was I came into this house. I still talk to Tabitha every once in a while. Like, we still
she told me
catch
that.
up.
She's like, I keep up with
Yeah, we keep up.
Jules.
She helped me with my college stuff, like getting all my loans consolidated.
Yeah.
Awesome
She's good with
human.
numbers.
She's great with numbers.
Great with numbers.
So,
I'm telling you that right there.
Yeah, anyways, but just walking into the house, I feel like you were very intelligent, but it was always about music. Like, and you actually, I think this feeds into why I'm getting my psychology degree, actually, because I'm doing music now.
Yeah.
You were saying that, I just want to know, like, how certain sounds make people feel and, like, how to, like, kind of, like, manipulate that in a way almost, which that was what was really attractive. I was like, that's really fucking smart. Right. So, anyways, just so you know. Don't know if you ever heard
the only thing I'm fucking good at. I'll tell you that right there. So I saw that you have gotten into music. You're doing, like, a lot of different things. When did you start doing music?
So I was always around music my entire life. I think that was also another reason that I kind of hung around you guys because I didn't really have any music friends at the time, but I'd always like kind of secretly wanted to do it. Right. But my whole family was really good at music, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't want to." Really? Yeah, I was like, I do not want to compete with these people. Like,
they were all obsessed though. It's like this is all I had. I was like, this is my only ticket out.
Yeah, but
I wasn't good at anything else.
Oh, that's so not true, sweetie. You've got a great personality.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah,
But
you're made for TV. That's basically like we're entertainers.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it.
I completely agree.
So anyways, but been around music my entire life, but I kind of just like opted out of that whole like challenge. But
it's too much in college.
Yeah, weirdly enough, the reason I started my music journey is also part of my love story. So right now I have a partner. His name is Solomon.
Partner. It's so official when you say partner. I just call her my girlfriend. You know what I mean? But how long you guys been dating?
We've been dating for a little over a year now, but we've known each other. He's known me for 5 years. We've known each other for 3 years. Make a long story short, I was hosting an event, South by Southwest, for this venture capital firm, and he and some of his artists, he's a music manager. He walked up to me.
Oh, cool.
And was like, hey, like, I just wanted to like introduce myself. And I was like, oh, I know you. You're the guy that likes all my Instagram posts and like comments on all my Instagram
So he was stalking you before.
Yeah. He was into me. He liked my body. Yeah. Anyways.
Did he know how tall you were when he met you?
No, but he's 5'6".
I know. He's a shorter guy.
He's a short.
Giving short kings a chance.
Yeah. I love my short king. He's so sweet.
That's so fucking awesome.
Anyways, but so really he's the reason I got back into music was because I actually I was interested. I was trying to get back into it at the time, but I had like bought all the equipment. I had no fucking clue what I was doing, bro.
Right.
I was like, am I just like, you say, this is why I think you're really smart, because I sat in front of that shit and I was like, tink, tink.
Yeah,
like,
I got everything. How do I make it work?
How do I make it work? So
yeah, I get that.
Anyways, a couple years goes by. He had like a whole group he was doing stuff with. I started doing production with them. I started helping them with business. It was kind of like a trade of services deal.
Right.
That's how I got back into it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And so how long have you guys been dating though? 3 years?
No, we've been dating for a year and a half.
Year and a half, okay.
Long story short, I say that a lot. Fuck, I should just tell the whole story.
Okay, I say, what's the word I say? Basically or literally? I say literally a lot. So go ahead. So did he ask you out one day? He's like, yo, I want to make you my girl.
Oh, fuck no.
Okay, he didn't? Well,
No.
how did you guys like make it official?
Oh, God. This is like a cute and sad story. So, and his story sounds so much better when he tells it. Mine just sounds tragic. So I'm going through life. I just finished, but I had a marketing company at the time, and I was managing like 40 people in the midst of the pandemic. Long story short, I had a huge burnout and actually went through a manic episode. It was fucking nuts, man. A lot of religious trauma kind of came back up, crazy stuff. So during that time, I expected like my friends and my family to like, pick up the slack.
Be there for you.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Crickets. Yeah, I need you to add the cricket sound into the
Yeah.
So, but he showed up, man. Like, he was there. Like, I remember there was a time where I thought somebody was breaking into my house really late one night, and I called him. He was living in Fort Worth. He drove all the way from Fort Worth at like 4 a.m. to just come comfort me.
Damn, that's like a 45-minute drive.
Yeah. So, and I just started thinking, I was like, here's a man that anytime I've asked him to show up, he's shown up. Here's a man that anytime said he was going to do something for me, would do something for me. He's kind, he's comforting, he's smart, he's a leader. Like, for me, these were all like astounding reasons to be with somebody,
100%.
And so kind of after going through this, and he was just kind of my comfort, I was like, well, I just kind of want to keep you forever.
Right.
And so I told him, and I was like, I think I like you. And he looked at me kind of like, what?
He's probably like, finally! Putting in so much work.
He's not even like that, though. He's not.
Really? I know any other man would.
Well, and it's
if I was doing that, I'd be like, fuck, finally. God.
Maybe in the back of his head somewhere.
Right.
But he's always been very, like, if you meet him, he's very cool. Like, he's like, I can do without it. I don't need you. Like, very, like, does not give
That's
a
cool,
fuck.
though.
Yeah, but anyways, I was like, I like you. I think I want to kiss you. And then I, like, did. And then.
I just met you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys have been together a year and a half. You guys live together now?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I saw your little cooking video on Instagram. It was super cute. Very, very cute.
For the fans, you should go watch it.
Yeah. So not switching topics, but kind of just pushing the conversation here. Why Dallas? Why are you in Dallas? Why aren't you somewhere else? I thought you were in New York for a bit.
So
R.I.P. to the NY? What happened?
No, so what I really wanted was I wanted to go to a city where I could find more opportunity. And that's always been what it's about. I've been to New York, I've been to LA. To me, all cities are the same. Like, I love a good city. Sometimes it just gets bigger. You find your pockets, you find your neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I was going to go to New York this summer. I had about like 9 or 10 grand saved up. I was like, sure, let's do it. Let's drop it. Let's go. You know, and he was down. We were going to go together. Very quickly, I realized, 9 or 10 grand does not get you very far.
Not in New York, no.
No. And so I was like, screw it. I'm just going to spend this 9 or 10 grand to just like fuck around for maybe another couple months here in Texas and figure out what I really want to do. And so I took that time to kind of like continue my healing journey, continue to just invest into myself. And I feel like that was well spent time and money because honestly, over the last couple of months, I feel like my personality, who I am, has just really come into form and really come into identity. So yeah, I mean, and I also see Dallas as like a transit city. So like you can fly anywhere in the world from Dallas. So for me, I want to have a DFW property. What the fuck did I say?
Party.
Anyways,
we'll cut it out.
You can keep it. I don't care. Anyways, so DFW can have a property here, and I want to have a New York property that we rent out.
Yeah,
so, and these are things that we're working on. It just takes time.
Of course, dude. We're very young, and the thing is when our parents were our age, the amount that you would typically make on a salary, you could afford a home. Now, you can't afford a home.
I know.
Like me and my girl make quite a bit more than my parents made when they were my age, but it's like we're still like. That's a fucking lot of money. Like everything's
inflation and all that.
It's like it's just so much harder for us to buy a home than our parents. So I've why Dallas? Thank you for answering that. What are you into? We've kind of talked about that. What you up to lately? We kind of got that too. Let's pull it back a little bit. I want to know. I know you brought this up earlier. What are some? You were in commerce for 3.5 years. So do you have any stories that stick out from commerce? And if you would, try to move the mic a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure.
I feel like I'm going to swallow this.
You can move it. You can move it. It's there you go. There you go.
I like the lean.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
All right.
I just want to make sure it's getting you good.
Gotcha.
Were you? First of all, let me ask you this: you were in a sorority.
Yes, I was.
You were in AP.
No.
What were you?
Damn. Okay, I'll tell that story because I'm not going to say fuck you to them right on camera, but I am. Fuck you, AP. Anyways. So my party girl brand really did not do me service in the early years. So I wanted to get into a sorority. That was also something my basketball coach didn't like. He was like, you don't need to be in a sorority.
It's going to take up too much time.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to experience life and I want to do things for me. Yeah. So I was like, cool, I'm going to like join a sorority. I went through the whole rush thing. I wanted to be an AFI. Like I was like, because Kyle seemed a little too pretentious for me.
You seem like an AFI. Like you're chill. Yeah.
Right. So like, I'm thinking these are my people, right? They cut me the first night.
They're like, yeah, get her out.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the reason was, but I think what had happened was two things. One, AFI at the time was known as like kind of the party girl sorority.
Oh, 100%.
And I think they were trying to cut that image. I think they were like trying to move away from it. And then two, I think I spilt a drink on an AFI or some stupid.
Girls are catty
like that. It was
so
dumb, man. Yeah. No, so I joined Gamma Phi Beta. Moon.
Right.
God, I hated that. Oh, that made me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Anyways.
Well, any crazy stories from being a beta?
Beta. Oh God, beta bitch.
Anyways. That sounds so awful to say, right? From being a fucking beta.
Anyways,
what's some stories that stick out to you?
I'm trying to think, man. I'm like, it's so funny. I just partied so hard in college. I can literally think of all the parties I went to, but I'm like trying to think of a story.
Or like a moment where you're like, oh man, I remember so-and-so fell off this table and it was fucking.
All I remember really is that there was this guy named Sam that was part of what was the one that was like behind the student center? What was that?
Kappa something?
Kappa Sigma. Something.
Maybe. Dude, I can't remember.
Yeah, anyways.
KAs. Kappa Alphas.
Yeah, Kappa Alphas. Anyways, so all I remember is that one winter it got really snowy out in Commerce. And Sam was like, I'm going to ski off the roof.
Oh my God.
And I just remember being like, and me and him were kind of talking at the time. And I was like, you know, dude, like, I'm totally supportive of whatever you want to do. But like, do you really want to like
ski off a roof?
Yeah, it sounds like a broken leg waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And he didn't break a leg.
He landed it?
Yeah. Well, actually, there was mattresses on the ground, so he landed on the mattress.
So he was a fail-safe. So he's
yeah. So, but long story short, yeah, that's something that I remember. I'm trying to think of like.
Well, let's get past college. Anything in adult life that you've had like a story that's like, oh man, like a crazy show story or a wild encounter with someone that you knew, or just something that's been weird in your life that you're like, man.
Honestly, my life has been pretty great since college. I've had a great life in general. I will say that. I think after graduating, I ended up going into Dallas, working in a digital marketing agency for a little bit. That job afforded me a lot of really cool opportunities. I got to like go to the coolest parties. I got to be like on the scene in Dallas. After that job, though, I ended up going solo, doing freelance marketing. I ended up working for a venture capital company. I could travel the world. So I've been to Japan, India, I went to India on my own. So Japan, London, Paris, like all the places.
Wow.
I've been to Toronto, Canada a couple times. I love Toronto, Canada. If you're from Toronto, Canada, and you're a dude, like, truly the best men on earth. Don't
Really?
know why.
Nice
They're
guys?
so nice and so attractive. All
Really?
Canadian men. If you're the one Canadian man that's not good looking, you're still good looking. Your personality's probably great.
I heard we have a lot of Canadians in the chat.
Yes!
Shout out to Easy Kappa, 2 months in a row. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. Easy Kappa's from Toronto.
Aw, hi, babe.
Look at that. And he's single. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he actually is.
I'm polyamorous, so that works.
You know what? Let's get into that.
I wanted to specifically talk about
Let's get into this polyamory because, okay, so there's layers to this, in my opinion. Polyamory, it can be one, I'm not going to say one of two ways, one of a few different ways, right? So polyamory is like, are you guys attracted to a certain sex? Like, oh, we only want to pull in other girls? Or is it like, we'll pull in other guys, we'll pull in other couples? Is it like swinging? Like how explain to me what y'all's level of it is.
So to be honest, we're still kind of discovering it for ourselves.
That's good. That means you're not like, this is what it is, like, because I think it's ever
No.
evolving, like what
We
you
have-
he wants.
Yeah, we have conversations from time to time, just kind of like, the word that comes to mind is like upgrading our package.
Yeah, we want to add the extra special.
Yeah.
So explain to me what your level of polyamory is.
So basically, we just do a really good job of communicating with each other. So for me, the way it started, I'll do it that way.
Okay.
The way that it started was that I realized I was bisexual. I was like, just being raised in the church, I never really had that opportunity to explore that side of myself and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
So me and him getting into a relationship, fun fact, he had always as a kid to all of his aunties was like, I'm going to have 2 girlfriends. Like, I'm going to have 2 girlfriends. And his aunties were like, how do you think that's going to happen, bud?
Yeah.
You know?
On
And
today's
then lo
world.
and behold,
Yeah.
he's like, got a girlfriend that wants another
Girlfriend, I
girlfriend.
struck gold.
Yeah. But
Okay.
then I started realizing as I was like kind of going out, I was like, well, I'm still attracted to men, you
Right,
know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I was like, so I'd see all these guys and I like went home one night and I was like, babe, how would you feel if maybe I wanted to go on a date with a guy? And he was like, luckily we had both just watched this video. We follow a couple polyamory accounts and the video was like saying like, basically it's not really polyamory. It's not really true love if you really want to limit your partner in any way.
That makes sense.
And so we both kind of just agreed to like laissez-faire and like let it happen. We're so in love with each other. We have such a good relationship and it's so solid that
But you're very transparent,
we're
right?
very
So
transparent.
if something does happen, you're not like, I'm going to keep this from you.
Dude, on my birthday, it was so funny. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and I'm calling him. I'm like, hey babe, like I met this girl and like she's inviting me back to her hotel room. Like, can I go? And he's like, first of all, he thought I was in trouble. He like answers the phone, dead asleep. He's like, what? He's like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Just like,
That's hilarious.
yeah. So anyways, long story short, that girl invited me to do coke in the bathroom and then we went to her place and some random other dude was there and I left and nothing happened. But
Oh, so she was trying to recruit.
I
Okay.
guess,
Fresh
I don't know. Bro, I'm so upset.
So, and there's a difference between polyamory and being in an open relationship, right?
Yeah, so an open relationship is like if me and him were in an open relationship, I would just date whoever I wanted to date. And like it was, in my mind, open relationships are more about just the permission to kind of like mess around with other people.
Right.
Me and him truly want like a third partner. Like, have you ever seen the animes that like have the harems?
Yes, harems.
That's
this
what
is
I
something
want.
my girlfriend loves anime.
Oh,
So,
yes.
and like harems, reverse harems. I was like, I didn't even know what a harem was. I know what a bukkake is, but I don't know what a harem is.
Yeah. Anime will take you places, people.
Yeah. So ideally, you want another girl,
Ideally, we want another girl, yes.
and that's going to be y'all's.
That'll be our
relationship.
triad, yeah.
Okay. Because the way I've always seen it is open relationship is like let's say we are dating, but I can go do whatever I want.
Basically.
And polyamory is having multiple romantic relationships.
Yes, that's
Right.
a great way of putting it.
Okay, okay.
Romantic
At least
relationships.
That's what I thought. Because it's like open relationships, like you go have one night stand, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But polyamory is like, no, we're invested in you, which
Yeah.
makes sense. You guys want to bring another person in.
Yeah, and he's really been open and caring about it. He's 10 years older than me too. So a lot
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So a
okay.
lot of the things that I'm like talking about or doing, their experiences that maybe he's already had, or maybe just wants to be like, I've never really wanted to do that, but if that's something that you want to
wanna
do,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just very accepting of that.
That's really cool. So you got, what podcast do you listen to about polyamory?
So we don't listen to podcasts necessarily. There's a couple of Instagram accounts. Like me and him are huge. Like if we like need, it's so funny. We were having early on in our relationship communication problems.
Yeah.
We shared a therapy account with each other. That helped bounds. Like,
dude, that shit works. TikTok and Instagram will solve a lot of your problems. You just got to know what to look for.
Yeah, love it. You know, actually, TikTok had more searches than Google this last year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, internet's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Anytime I want to look anything up, I go to TikTok first.
Yeah.
If I'm like travel, TikTok.
Because it's got to be less than 3 minutes. And then, like, it's going to give you exactly what you want.
And there's, like, captions, and people are trying to make it engaging. So it's like, I'm going to want to watch this, and it's not some old dude just talking.
Yeah,
a lot of YouTube is, like, it's good, it's informational, but it's just an old dude or an old chick talking about, like, it seems like a professor. And you're like, I don't need that. I need, like, the kid version. I need the exciting shit.
100%.
So you guys have been poly for your entire relationship, or is this something that's pretty recent?
So this is actually pretty funny. Early in the relationship, sorry, give me 2 seconds.
I got your water there. We'll get into this, and then I got my top 3 of the week I want to talk about, which is a little more controversial.
Got you. Love that, honestly. Yes, flavor. So when we first got in our relationship, like I said, I was like kind of going through this manic episode, and I was kind of everywhere. And I'm telling you, like, to the point where I thought I was like the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Woo, you're nuts.
Dude, I was like straight up crazy. Like, you know, the crazy hot scale, there was not enough hotness to go around. It was kind of crazy. So like, it was
Did you get on medication? Did you do therapy?
I've been going to therapy like every week now. So, and that helps. I highly recommend therapy for anybody that likes therapy.
Go to therapy, guys.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, that's a whole, we should talk about that too. But anyways, making the world a happier and healthier place one day at a time. So me and him, we are going through this relationship, and to make a long story short, I forgot your question. What was the original question?
I said, how long have you guys been polyamorous?
Oh, so anyway, so like I said, I was going through like the religious thing. So like in the beginning, I wouldn't even let him have sex with me. Like I was like, don't touch me. Yeah, I was like, do not touch me.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so there was some sexual assault that happened way earlier before I got to college, that I was like kind of dealing with too. It all just like kind of came to the surface at one time.
Right.
So probably about 2 months in, I like was like, okay, we can start like doing sexual things together now, you know, yada yada. I got over the manic stuff pretty quickly. They usually don't last more. So all that stuff was happening. It was just kind of like the residue in my brain that was still kind of healing. I would say probably once we kind of got over we had talked about it, but we were still having communication issues, and we were still kind of having a hard time in our relationship in the beginning. I would say it was probably about 6 months before we really were like, okay, like we're both in agreement on this. It's something we both want. I had so much religion stacked up in my brain that it was so hard for me mentally to overcome that barrier. Yeah. So, but once I did, I was like, all right, we're going. We're like 100% going for it. That's why like this year, like I've made my OnlyFans. I've come out as bisexual and polyamorous. Like I was like, fuck it. If we're going to ball, we're going to ball.
Yeah. Well, that's the way to do it, right? I see it as like a buildup of pressure, or like going over a cliff. Like you got to the top and you're like, all right,
Yep.
See, lucky for me, I started getting like arrested. So like my shame level, but it's a level of shame in my opinion. It's like you have to be able to like I'm okay with myself and I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
Once you start getting arrested, people are like, oh, you're a criminal. And so I was like, all right, well, anything I do, you don't care because I'm a criminal. That's what you label me as. So same thing with you. It's like you had to get over that religion thing. Luckily, you didn't get arrested.
I love that level of shame.
It's a level that you're buying Polly. She's gonna be like, oh, let me read the Bible to you. Let me read some scriptures. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh,
or tattoos or whatever it may be.
Dude, I was in a restaurant, or not the restaurant. I was in a boutique the other day, and the woman that owns the boutique was sick. Her mom was in. I was going to visit the mom. A pastor comes in. He's like, hey, is Lawrence here? I usually pay over Lawrence in the store. And me and her were talking. He was like, apparently her name is Nancy. Nancy was like praying or asking for some like man something or whatever. He turns to me and he was like, do you need spiritual prayer about a man? I go, no, I have a man, but I'm actually looking for a girlfriend. And Nancy goes, does your boyfriend know? And I was like, yeah, he does. Good. She covered the pastor's ears.
Like, don't listen to this. She's the devil. But that's what it is. Like you have to learn how, and this is something that I think a lot of kids don't understand. It's like disappoint your parents.
Yeah.
even if it sucks, right? It sucks, right? But like your parents respect you more because you're becoming who you are.
Yeah, you know something you said to me that was stuck in my head to this day. You told when we were talking about atheism, you told your mom, you were like, "Look, mom, I don't believe in God. If anything, you're my God."
Yeah, I told my mom that.
That has always stuck in my head. I was like, "Bro, that's so real."
No, she gave me life.
Yeah. Well, and she's also the little voice of consciousness in your head of
right?
Don't do or do.
She raised me, and like my ethics and my morality is just a duplication of what hers was.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to think, right? It's wild. But I think most people in Northeast Texas were raised religious. It's just it's a lay of the land. Right?
Yeah.
What were you, Baptist?
It was non-denominational, but it was like my mom. I could probably read you some of the. I'm in a group I'm in a group message with my mom and her pastor, and I get like random messages every once in a while. Like
I'd be like, "Mom, you got to take me out of this group. I don't want to hear shit about what the pastor has to say."
I've learned that if I try to like do anything with her, she'll just argue with me about it, or like it makes me feel more like a disappointment. I'm like, you know what? Not today. I might have deleted it actually.
All right, see Johnny. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that.
What's up, Johnny?
Easy Kappa, thanks so much for the resub for 1 month tier 1. Thank you so much for the sub to your boy Lunar. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Can she lift you up? I see Johnny.
Let me try. Let me try.
We're not doing that. No, ma'am.
It's what the fans want.
I don't care what
if you tip $50, I will go over there and I will.
But no. You got to see. Here's one thing I've learned about the internet. Is you have to lead your chat. You can't let your chat lead you. Because if you let the chat lead you,
that's true.
It will
but
literally,
it's also so much.
It is hilarious. But if somebody donates $50, I'll let her pick me up. No cap.
Donate $50. Do it.
Cool. So with this whole religion thing, it's like, did you just have this like? Was this realization that you don't give a fuck about what your parents think? Did this happen recently?
I feel like I've gone through waves of it, weirdly enough.
Like sometimes you're like, I don't give a fuck. And then other times you're like, man, I'm starting to care again.
Yeah. Like when I hit college, 18, I did not give a fuck. But it was also because I wasn't telling my mom anything that was happening. Actually, fun, crazy college story. I'm at a stoplight and I guess I had like missed the memo that we were having an extra practice or something. I'm with my roommate Valencia at the time. We're in Rockwall. I wanted to kind of show her around my hometown. I'm at the stoplight and all of a sudden I hear this banging on my window. And I'm like, oh my God. I look over, it's my mother. It's my mother. She's like, roll down this window right now. I roll down the window. Do you know that you're missing a basketball practice right now?
Oh my God. That's that small town shit though.
Losing her mind. I roll up the window. She follows me all the way back to Commerce. We go sit down and talk to the coach. I had no idea. But the crazy part is like, I don't know how she to this day, she was like, that's just the spirit of the Lord guiding me right to you. Like, I'm just like.
Everything has this divinity to it. Yeah.
Straight up.
Or everything's a miracle.
Everything.
Nothing's hard work. That's my whole thing is like the whole divinity of a miracle and like, well, you could have died when you were blah, 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 but the Lord, and I'm like, he didn't do anything.
I really think it's more about like love. I know that sounds so like me, but I do think it's love.
I do agree with that. And I also agree with your level of gratitude towards other people, which is also love, showing love to other people. But I think it's also like certain vibrations.
Yeah.
Like, I know that may sound, I don't want to get too far into it, but like one time me and my girl went to an aquarium and they had like birds flying around.
Yeah.
And so like these birds were flying around. They would only land on the people that they knew worked there, but then one of them just landed on me. And I took that as like, oh, my vibes are right.
Yeah.
The bird thought, it could be because I was tall. It could be some other bullshit.
He thought I was a treat.
Yeah, I thought it was a treat, but I consider that, and it's like, I don't know about you, but like when I go out and about, I pay really close attention to the way other people treat me.
Yeah.
And I try to always be way nicer than I expect them to be to me. And I think when you do that, like you're giving that out. And so therefore the universe hears it and then they're like, okay, we'll give it back to you.
Interesting. So I have adopted a different way of thinking, which is just too funny. But this comes from the fact that I've been a people pleaser. And I'm sure.
Oh, I know I 100% was.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, probably why I liked energies attract. Like in college, like I look back so I'm like, I would not fucking do that today. Like I would not do that today. But the crazy part is like I just really believe that like energies attract, and so because I've been such a people pleaser in the past, I was like, well, I'm just gonna give I don't give a fuck energy off. This is also because of my partner too, because he gives up that energy, and like I've just realized how well it protects my peace when I do that, because it also allows me to be the person that's like and it's kind of a control thing too, but it's like, it allows me to be the person that's like, if I want to show you love, know that I'm showing you love because like, I think you genuinely deserve this love. Or you need it. You know, one thing my mom always said is like, if something gets lost or stolen or whatever, it's probably because the other person needed it more. And so like, that's kind of how I feel about love too. I'm like, you really need this.
Right.
So
interesting.
I try not to be nice to people unless they're nice to me.
Hey, and that's I'm totally okay with that. Do you think opposites attract?
Oh man, I think the dichotomy of a human being is a lot harder to say than just like, because
you've heard that phrase, opposites attract, right?
So yes and no, because like when I look at me and my partner Solomon, like we are opposites in a lot of ways, but I don't think of it as so much as opposites. I think of it as video game characters. Okay. So like, you know, they have like certain, like, have you ever played D&D?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so D&D, you have like certain levels of different stats. Like you have some high in charisma, intellectual, da-da-da-da. I don't think of things as more of opposites. I think of, oh, you're just a little bit more charismatic than me. Or, oh, maybe like you were born in this world with a little bit more money type of thing. And so like, I don't really think opposites attract. I think that personalities that mesh well, like that's more of the thing.
See, that's what I think. I think it's like we each have either a proficiency or deficiency in our personality characteristics. And so it's like some things that you were maybe really good at, I'm not. And when I got with Cass, I was like, I saw things in her that I was like, I knew I needed, like her organizational skills.
Oh, I'm so interested in this. I want to know. Yeah. Okay, so quick thing for the audience.
Thanks for the 2-piece, Elk Jenkins, and thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. We just need 48 more, and she'll pick me up.
Yeah. All right. So check this out. So when I was in college, I love him to death, but he was totally a little playboy. And he was
100%.
He was like, I have this book that teaches me. He straight up told me. He was like, I have this
Tao
book
Badass?
Yeah, the Tao Badass.
Go read that book, Tao Badass.
So when I saw on the internet that he had gotten in a relationship and it was like a serious one, I was like, holy shit. I was like, who was able to put that man down?
If you met Cass, you'd be like, wow, because she's a very strong-willed woman. So in my opinion, there's like, and I'm very like polar opposites. Like it's black and white. I hate the gray area because I think life is simple. Yeah. And just keep the shit simple. Why not? So there's women that either are very submissive or are very dominant. I don't think all women that are dominant can't be submissive, and I don't think all submissive women can't be dominant. Yeah. Long way around that. Either way, Cass showed more of the dominant features that I had missed in a woman. A lot of the girls I had met prior to her would just go with the flow. I would say something and be like, yeah, I could lie to them, and they would believe it. They would never question me. Cass would question me, and she'd be like, well, this doesn't match up. And she would like call me out, and I was like, okay, I needed a woman like that. Yeah. And it's like, it's figuring out what you need versus what you want. Yeah. Everybody wants what's easy. Nobody wants what's hard, but you need what's hard.
Oh, that's,
you know what I mean?
Quote of the year. Love that. Yeah, no, honestly, that's another reason Solomon challenges me.
See, that's why I think you got with Solomon.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it wasn't a guy that just idolized you or was like, oh my God, you're so pretty, blah, blah, blah. He was like, no, go do your thing. I don't care. And that detachment, you were like, it makes you want it more.
Yeah, you know, especially with my attachment issues.
Yeah. Well, I think, are you an only child?
I have one sister who's 7 years older, so basically.
Yeah. I think the reason our generation has that problem, attachment issues, is because most of our parents are divorced. And a lot of us grew up in smaller households. 1 to 2 siblings. I was an only child. Were your parents divorced?
Yeah, my only mom. My dad lived 10 minutes away from me my entire life. Seen him accidentally in a Walmart sometimes.
Damn. God of Negativity, thank you so much for the sub. 14 months in a row. You can shake, shiggity, wig, wiggity, big, biggity, bet that. Put shiggities in chat for God of Negativity. Thank you so much.
Also donate $1 so I can pick them up.
48 more, baby. But see, that's interesting because the people that I know that have very functioning home lives, their parents are still together.
Yeah.
They had a couple siblings. Like it's easy for them to jump into a relationship. They don't have attachment issues.
Yeah.
But people like us, it's like, it was tough. Cass had it too. Like her parents weren't together. Like she had a kind of troubled home life, but it's like, it's hard for her to be like, okay, I'm going to commit to you.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're going to get fucked over because you have been. How old were you when your parents divorced? If you don't mind.
I mean, I was like 3 years old. I don't remember.
Oh, anything. So you don't remember, was your dad around at all? Visitations?
So,
if you don't want to get into it, we don't
no.
Okay.
Honestly, I really don't have a lot of attachment to my dad. And so like, but I am so connected to my dad's side of the family. Like I love my grandpa, like super cool guy. He's had like so many different jobs, like has done well, had a couple different businesses, like was like a flight pilot, like super works on vintage cars. Like he's a cool dude.
Right.
So I'll go there every Christmas just to do Christmas with them. About 2 Christmases ago, I went over there and it was like them plus like my like aunts and uncles on that side, and they just wanted me to come because we were all doing it at one time. I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
I go over there and my dad shows up. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that, which is really weird because they all live on the same plot of land. It's really weird. Anyways,
Easy Kappa, thanks for the $1.
How close are we now?
47 away, $47 away. She'll pick me up.
Goes on phone. Donates it.
Chat does have a question for you.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
Is that tie made out of pearls? I thought it was crocheted.
Oh, it is made out of pearls.
It's a pearl tie, not a pearl necklace.
Yeah.
Say, going back to your dad. So, are you?
So he shows
Yes.
up to family Christmas, and you can just see it in his eyes. Like it's like this mix of sadness and also him being proud of me, you know. And it's just like I give him a hug, but it's awkward for me because I'm like, here's this man that should have been around my entire life to help raise me and teach me what a good man should be.
Right. Yeah.
And all I know is that like men leave. Like that's like what I'm growing up with. And so yeah, that was kind of my experience. And like straight up, I've accidentally met him in a Walmart sometimes. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: is your dad? I'll lead with this. My dad's a degenerate. Never really held a job. Druggy. Likes to hit women.
Oh.
Is your dad in that same vein, or is your dad a productive citizen?
I would say he's in that same vein. I think I have a lot of empathy for my dad though, because he went through a motorcycle accident before he got with my mom and like had to relearn all of his cognitive functions.
Oh God.
So I think he was an upstanding citizen, and then that accident happened. It kind of derailed his entire life.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he tried. He really tried. And I just think that it's always been so hard for him. Like one time I'm hanging out with my grandparents, and he walks in. And well, actually, my grandpa was like, "Hey, your dad's headed to a meeting, but he wants to say hi. Is it okay?" I was like, "Okay, whatever, sure, whatever." He walks in, he gives me a hug, you know, and he's like talking to me something. He's trying to give me life advice. I don't remember what it was about, but anyway.
Let me just pause you there.
Yeah. But then he's like, "Yeah, I'm headed to my AA meeting." It's like,
FML, Dad.
yeah.
Oh.
So, anyways, so like no ill will towards the guy. Like honestly, if he wanted to show up in my life now and like, you know, occasionally maybe having lunch just so I can kind of learn more about myself and like that whole thing, I'd probably do it.
Do you look more like your mom or your dad?
My dad.
That's what's weird, right?
I know.
I look a lot like my dad too, and it's like I was like, I'm your blood. Like I know there's a lot of you in me, and I just don't know it.
I know, isn't that the worst?
It's
You're
the
like
weirdest
you
thing.
constantly question your own identity. You're like, is there something I'm missing here?
Right.
Yeah.
Or you have to really look at yourself in a third person view and be like, the things that they did to mess up, it's like I have to be really careful of those. Like my dad took control of power and like really abused it, and I knew I was like, I have a problem with that. And I think that's why I played a lot in college, because I like power.
Yeah.
But I think it came from being a weak man. And once you learn that, it's like, oh, actually a strong man owns up to his weaknesses and like puts them to the forefront and tells other people about them.
Damn, that one was. When'd you have that realization?
When I was like 27.
How old are you now?
31.
Damn, crazy.
Oldie.
We're old.
Old farts. You're still in your 20s.
I'm 26. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucking youngin'.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kiva. Appreciate that. Okay,
Did you donate
so
$1?
your dad is not so much in your life. Your mom's still probably super Christian. Do you have a lot of resentment for the religious beliefs that your mom has? Like, are you guys close?
So me and my mom are close, but we're close in the way that like we still want to be family and we still want to love each other. Like I posted about being bisexual and polyamorous. We still haven't had a conversation about it. Like neither, because they're all very Christian. Like they believe what they believe and they don't move from it. But the thing is like every time I thought that I fucked up and my mom wouldn't love me type of thing, she still loves me. She still is there for me. She cares for me. I think going through the manic episode this last year was really, really hard and a huge strain in our relationship because I felt like at one point I got this sign from God that they were supposed to let me move back in with them. My mom got remarried to my stepdad.
Okay.
And so like I love Brad. He's good for my mom, but like he's still not my dad, you know? And so like
stepdads are tough, man.
And he's never had kids, so he has no idea how to handle us. Like especially grown
girls.
kids.
Yeah, and grown kids. Like
LOL, yeah, the girl thing.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you're a guy, first of all, you don't know what women think. And if you're a stepdad, you really don't know what women think. And if she's a grown woman, just keep your mouth shut. Like the best thing you can do is just, hey, I hope you're doing good. Like, I would never try to step on. We were talking about this the other day. It's like, could I be a stepdad? Could you be a stepmom? You know, it's a weird dynamic.
I am going to be a stepmom. So my
Really? Solomon has a kiddo?
Solomon he just turned 18.
Oh, okay.
And he loves me. He thinks I'm great.
Okay.
So
Okay,
at least
that
I
makes
think
sense.
so. Gabriel, if you watch this, I hope you love me and think I'm great.
Right. Oh, well, he's grown. So
Yeah.
I thought you were like a 6-year-old or something like that.
No. We're past that. But yeah,
Okay.
I am gonna be a stepmom at some point.
Hell yeah. Cool. Do you want to get married?
Yes, but more so for the big party.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I just want to have like all my family and shit, friends around. Like,
Yeah,
seems
my
like
mom
a
doesn't
good
like
time.
Solomon.
Of course she doesn't. Of course she doesn't.
So we gotta give it a couple years until she's like, oh, I guess he's staying. Well, she has asked because we live together and she doesn't like that either. She doesn't like a lot of the things
Is
that
your
I
mom
do.
super traditional? Like,
She's very
no, they're not-
traditional.
Okay, yeah. My mom tries to act like it, but she ain't.
Oh, my mom.
My mom tries to.
I
act
really
like
hope my mom never watches this. I feel like it's so funny because my mom, like, she cusses, like, she does, like, she doesn't drink, she doesn't party, she doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. But she is still, like, she's just like a wild one. She just won't admit it to herself.
it. Right. Yeah.
So
she
is my
was wild in her
sister.
teens. You know.
Yeah, every glimpse I've gotten into my mom's life, and I haven't gotten many, like, it's very, like, here's one bad thing that I did. Like, what?
That one line of cocaine.
Yeah,
It'll
right.
get you fucking every time.
Show me about a hot tub one time. I was like, oh.
What about this hot tub?
I'm not going to get my
Okay.
mom's business out there
Come on,
like
air that
that.
Okay, cool. We're going to switch. This is my top 3 of the week. I always pick 3 topics for every podcast that I do, and I just want to kind of talk about them. And I figured since you were more or less an influencer and you're really into the...
More or less, more.
More or less just into the community.
Yeah.
So influencers negatively affecting teens. And I want to preface it with this. When me and you were growing up, I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, but when we grew up, like the most social media thing you had was like MySpace, Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram was kind of on the beginning stages. There wasn't like this level of transparency with the body, the look, the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want you to think like kids these days, put yourself in like a 13-year-old's head real quick and like think like, do you think that social media is eroding the way that teens think about like being an adult and life in general?
Oh, no. If anything, I think it's opening up the possibilities.
Really?
I will say I do think that the one really negatively impacting storyline we have going on right now is like you become an adult, you start an internet business, and you're a millionaire.
Yeah, dude, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Oh, everybody. And I will say this right now, and I've learned this through my journey too. It's okay to have like a serving job, or it's okay to like make money on the side doing something else that maybe is not super sexy and fabulous, as long as you're pursuing your passions along with it. Mm-hmm. Like as long as you're not giving in or you're giving up. So that would be the only thing that I think is like negatively impacting.
Pull your mic back just a little bit. They're saying it's clipping. There you go.
My sage wisdom.
No, you're good. You're good. I think we talk loud enough. I'm always so fucking anal about it.
No, you're good.
Cool. Because I think social media it's good for certain things if you use it the right way. It's like a weapon. It can be used in a great way. Like you can use a knife to hunt food, or you can use a knife to cut into other people.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like a lot of kids these days have this skewed reality on what like they should look like. Like I see Cass go through. It's like she'll see girls on Instagram. It's like I want a bigger butt. I want bigger boobs. I want a slimmer. And it's like that's not real though.
Yeah.
Like these girls are paying for that.
Well, and in that vein, I would say that God. To bring it back to the Bible, comparison is a thief of joy, my friend.
Oh, that's always a good one. I love that one, though.
But I mean, it's true. So you don't need the internet to compare yourself to other people. Like, you can go to, I guess I'm just stuck on the church thing, but like, you can go to a church service, and you can look at all the other girls and be like, I wish. I was always 6 foot taller. I got called Sasquatch, Bigfoot, all that kind of stuff. So I always wanted to be tiny and petite. Like that was always like my like dream,
As a girl, yeah, it's kind of brutal being tall.
Yeah. So I mean, as I've come into myself, like I'm totally fine with it now. And like it doesn't mean I still don't want to look my best, but it's like, yeah, I've just like kind of realized like I'm still every once in a while gonna have this pangs of jealousy of wishing that I had what I didn't have. Yeah. But I'm also know that being grateful for who I am and what I do have, and knowing that there are a lot of women out there that wish they looked like me. You know,
a ton of them would love to be tall.
Yeah, so
the girls that are super tiny, like I wish I was tall.
Yeah, I do want to get a boob job though.
I think that's totally okay.
Yeah, it's more about being proportionate.
Yeah, 100%. Is AI a threat to humanity?
iRobot. Enter. Anyways,
what do you think about Elon Musk?
So I was in venture capital for a while. So I was touring the world, like talking to startups. It was tech, so it was like very, very like cutting edge. I was talking crypto when crypto wasn't even really a thing at the time. And you know what I think is the biggest threat to humanity? Old white dudes with a lot of money. Like, that's really what I think is the biggest threat to humanity. AI, if
agree with that.
anything, like, because here's the thing is that AI, machinery, all of that just takes on the mindset of whoever's programming it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just like with kids, when you birth a child, like your kid is a duplicate of you.
Yeah.
The AI is going to be a duplicate of whoever's programming that. So if it's a bunch of old white dudes, Indian dudes, Asian dudes, Hispanic, whoever, and then like the 3% of women that are in that industry, like, it's just going to be a reflection of what society is already now. So I think to be really realistic with that and take the blame off technology and stop projecting onto that is really important.
Yeah. Good answer. Very good answer. What do you think about human cloning?
Bro, I cannot wait to have a clone.
Dude, you know, I would love to have a clone. You
I
know
know.
why? I'd be
What
like,
would you do with your clone?
my clone would work and do all the mundane shit I don't want to do. Taking out the trash.
That
but
clone
like,
would revolt.
No. My clone would I would manipulate the shit out of my clone.
Bro, your clone would try to manipulate the shit out of you with your clone.
Well, it's my clone, but I feel like if you could, and this is super like dystopian, like if I could clone someone, I would take certain things of my personality out.
Yeah.
Like I would ramp up the agreeableness.
You'd be like Professor X in the Powerpuff Girls, like
Yeah. I'd be like, I want him to be very submissive. I want him to not look good. I want him to be like super efficient. I want him to.
That's not a clone.
I know, but I would want him to.
It's a manservant.
Yeah, that's essentially what I would want.
Oh, okay.
I would want a manservant.
Yes, I would totally get a clone. And what I would do, the responsible cloner over here.
That's why I don't need a clone.
Yeah, exactly. I would just like give them half the responsibilities that I already do. I'd be like, yo, like you do dishes half the week, I'll do dishes the other half the week. You know, like.
You think Solomon would like having a clone? Would you guys have your third girl?
Yeah, I guess so.
Would you consider it a threesome if you had a clone of yourself and you were with Solomon?
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Is that considered a threesome though?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, because there's 3 people.
Yeah.
Would you be in a polyamorous relationship with yourself and Solomon? And would you get jealous of yourself? I think it's almost easier to not get jealous of another person.
Yeah.
But when you're seeing yourself, you're like, does he like that version of me more? Like,
yeah, comparison, man.
I don't know.
This is why it's not just the internet; it's your everyday life. Is this pinky bigger than the other? Anyways, but like,
that's crazy to think, though.
Oh yeah, I would totally be in a polyamorous relationship with myself. I like myself. I love myself. So like, we'd get it down.
That's a bet. All right, now we're going to transition to the part of the show I like to call this or that. So I'm just going to go through. These are kind of rapid fire. If there's one I really don't agree with or I want to kind of grill you about it, I'm just going to start digging.
Okay.
But I'm just going to ask boom or boom. You pick. Maury or Springer?
Maury.
We'll just skip down. I think Springer's way more content, but Maury's good. There's more emotional value in that. You are not the father. Time machine or magic wand?
Oh, magic wand.
Okay, good one. Poor and happy or rich and miserable?
Oh, poor and happy.
Really? I like that one.
Yeah.
Insta or Twitter?
Oh, Insta.
Logic or emotion?
Not fair.
Big one. Logic or emotion?
Emotion.
Woman's typical woman. Typical female.
I'm sure every man has been like, logic.
Yeah. Dragons or unicorns?
Dragons.
Dragons. I think that's a good one. Bad hair or bad breath?
Bad hair.
That's a good one. Red Lobster or Olive Garden?
Red Lobster.
There we go. Team Red Lobo pulling one for the boys. Fuck all you Olive Garden fucks. I hate you guys.
Yeah, those breadsticks are not that good.
They are not, dude.
Cheddar biscuit roll.
Yeah, cheddar biscuits all day. Zombies or vampires?
Vampires.
If you had to lose one, touch or taste?
Touch.
Big hands or tiny feet?
You know what they say about big feet, so I'm gonna have to go with the tiny hands.
You gotta wear big gloves. Heels or flats?
When we say flats, we mean like sneakers, right?
Yeah, sneakers. Those would be considered
flats.
Okay. Fold or bunch your TP?
What the fuck? What does that mean?
Do you fold or bunch your toilet paper?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay. All right. Let me just fucking hell. Okay. So there's two different ways to do toilet paper, right? You rip it off the roll, you bunch it up, and then you wipe your ass. Or you take it off the roll, you fold it, and then you wipe your ass. So which one do you do?
Depends on how in a hurry I am. I will fold if I'm not in a hurry. I will bunch if I'm in a rush.
We got a bother over here, guys. Ring the fucking alarm. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Oh, okay. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Phone call or text?
Text.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook. Why is Twitter in there twice?
Why not? Fuck it. It's my show. Cake or pie?
Cake.
Rich friend or loyal friend?
Loyal friend.
Hamburger or taco? Taco. Online shopping or shopping in a store?
Shopping in a store.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you rather have more money or more free time?
That's not fair because if I have more money and I don't have any free time, I can't spend my money.
You got free time, you ain't got enough money yet.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
Fuck it, the money.
There you go. Finally, we got her on some monetary shit, you shallow bastard. I'm just kidding. Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Ice.
Honesty or hurting other people's feelings?
Isn't that the same thing?
Yep. Coffee or tea?
I wish to say tea, but I don't coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink tea, man.
I try.
Movie at home or movie at the theater?
Movie at the theater.
Horror movie or comedy?
Comedy.
Classical art or modern art?
Classical.
Beer or wine?
Depends on the day. Wine for more often, but beer on a hot summer day.
I feel that. This one's kind of controversial. When sleeping, fan or no fan?
No fan. I love my partner, and he keeps a fan on every night.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like almost everybody uses a fan.
No, I hate it. It
Really?
gets so weirdly cold, and then my mouth gets dry.
Dry. Do you ever wake up and you're just like...
Like literally every
I feel
night,
that.
but I make that sacrifice because I love him. We will, when we get a house, we will have 2 separate bedrooms.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think that's bad?
Nah, I will snuggie him till his little arms fall off, but I will not.
So
I
you want to
cannot
have
do
your
the
own
fan.
bed to sleep in. You don't like
And
sharing a bed?
it's funny. I'd be like, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I want my own fucking room.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah.
I definitely need my own closet though. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, that makes sense. Be rich or famous?
Rich.
Really? I
Yeah.
think fame. Be able to fly or read minds?
I can already read mine, so I'd fly.
Yeah. You must be a Gemini. Travel back in time or travel to the future?
What if there is no future? I'll go back.
Cue, what is it? X-Files music. Yeah. Explore the deep sea or outer space?
Oh, outer space for sure.
Give up social media or be an influencer?
Be an influencer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Be feared or loved?
Feared.
Yes, finally. Know how you die or when you die?
I don't want to know either.
I don't think anybody does, bro.
I'd say how.
Why?
Because when I die, I'd always have anxiety. But either way, I'd have anxiety.
Dying
about
sounds
it.
pretty stressful.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you.
I guess the way I would want to know how is because I've always wanted to die in one of 2 ways. 1, peacefully in my sleep, or 2, doing some like act of like true heroicism. You know, like
Driving a Corvette in an Indy race, or I don't know.
how is
like
that heroism to you?
You're going for the
I was
gold.
thinking about like saving somebody's life.
Oh, I was just thinking something cool. Heroic sounds cool to me. In battle, or okay. Like some kid's drowning, and you're like, "I'll save you," and you drown, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's driving a car and then
In your Indy race, that's heroic, right, chat? Fuck me.
Oh man,
Our perceptions of a hero at the base level, mine's very skewed, as you can tell.
got you.
Would you?
Really funny.
Okay. Would you rather have 10 children or no children?
No children,
Kind of right there with you right now. Sometimes I go in between.
right?
Would you rather live in a big city or a small town?
Big city for my early years, and then a small town for when I get old.
I think that's the vibe for everybody.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Would you rather only eat ice cream for the rest of your life or never eat ice cream again?
Oh, totally eat ice cream for the rest of my life.
Dude, you'd be huge.
I know, but I'll figure out something.
If that's like all you ate every day.
I'll be working out so much.
Dude, you'd have to. Fuck, man. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Ooh, I feel like I have this debate a lot with my friends, weirdly enough.
Really? Well, living in Texas, it's kind of like, we know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd rather be too hot just because, like, I'd rather be too cold because I can just cover up with blankets to be warm. Because when I'm too hot, there's not a lot you can do, man.
You can't take the clothes off. You just sweat through everything.
I mean, you can, but you got to be at home because apparently that's like public indecency these days.
Fucking hell. Liberals. Would you rather be able to speak any language or be able to speak to animals?
I don't know what animals got to say, but I would rather do the languages thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
I feel like animals are just like a lot dumber than we think. They're just like food, poop. And I chose this over speaking Latin. Cool.
Yeah.
Would you rather have your least favorite song played on a constant loop or never listen to music ever again? I know that one's tough.
Oh.
I'll say it again. Would you rather have your least favorite song played on a constant loop or never listen to music ever again?
Actually, yes. And the reason, yes, is this reminded me of the first time I ever went into the studio. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
So I go into the studio, and the producer's like, okay, so like, tell me some of like the sounds that you like. Like, what's something that you're into? And I was like, you know that sound when like you first wake up in the morning, like, the dew is on the grass, and it's just like peaceful. And he was like, you mean the sound of silence? And I was like,
Can't make a song out of that, okay?
I was like, yes. So yeah,
That's
sound
funny.
of silence.
Okay. Would you rather have a photographic memory or perfect pitch?
Oh man, photographic memory. Because I'm sorry, perfect pitch would be really cool. Just like whip that out. But like, how often would you get to whip that out? Photographic memory, I'd be like every dinner party, really show me something.
Yeah, like you could seriously memorize everything.
Yeah,
That
every
would
detail.
be fucking awesome. Would you rather be on a dating show or a survival show?
Oh, I think I'd rather be on a survival show.
Could you do like Naked and Afraid? Could you do that?
I could probably do that.
Like,
Actually, now that you've said this, I'm totally going to apply for this show.
you know how much they make per episode?
How much?
$1,000.
That's awesome.
That's for the base level.
That's awesome.
If you come back like multiple seasons, you can make even more. I could not do it.
Why?
Because these people like, I mean, you've seen the show, right?
No.
Okay, so Naked and Afraid.
I've seen some clips of it.
Basically, the premise is these people are naked and they give you like just like a little messenger bag
Yeah.
to keep like there for like it's either 30, 60, or 90 days. Yeah. But like the first night, everyone just gets ate up by bugs. So like the first night is all mosquitoes and everything. And so the next day you wake up, whelps all over you. And like if you don't get sick, then you make it to the second day. But then after like a month, you know, you're not eating enough. So you're losing a ton of weight. You have no energy. You have to build like a cot and you're fighting against the nature aspect of it. And it's like most people that are like, I'm a survivalist, and they go on this show after 14 days. They're like, yeah, I'm out. Yeah, Naked and Afraid's for real shit. Like,
wow.
It's like Survivor times 5 because you're butt ass naked and you're not allowed. You can't even make clothes. Like they're like, no, you have to be naked this entire time. You're just wearing a mic and a fucking messenger bag.
Wow.
And it's men and women.
Wow.
Yeah, go.
I would do it just to push my limits. That's the reason I wanted it.
Yeah, I know I couldn't do it. I like hair gel. I like AC.
He's
I
a little
like
pretty boy.
deodorant.
You are.
I am though, and I know there's no way I could do it. But Naked and Afraid is for real. Like, oof. Would you rather always have a runny nose or always have a cough?
Oh, that's awful. I'd have to say the runny nose.
Okay. Now, some of these are just random questions. I want to add this portion to it as well, since we don't have a ton of time. So, what celebrity do most people say you look like?
I used to get Angelina Jolie a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I used to. I don't think I do as much anymore. Or like Jackie O'Kennedy when I would wear glasses.
I could see that one.
Yeah.
I could see that one. Just because Angelina Jolie looks like she's more like, I don't know, tan. You're like white.
Thanks.
All right, pull out your phone. What is your most used emoji?
I feel like that's not true, but so
It's the top left one.
I know, but it's like a giraffe blowing a kiss, and I never use this. The other one is like a little heart, so I would say it's probably the heart.
Do you have like Bitmojis or is that the regular emoji? Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, for the people at home.
For the people at home.
Also reading my text messages.
What is the best thing you've bought so far this year?
I just went on a huge shopping spree. The first thing that came to my mind is I just bought a Sony A7 IV, like one of the newest
Ooh.
models. Yeah.
Those are sick.
I just dropped some.
Is that what you've been doing some of your content with?
Go check out my newest post. It's with that. And I'm also running a 50% discount on this month. So all my photography and videography services just so I can play.
Putting your thing in the chat. Bread Smacker or Evoke, please find her on IG and put her Instagram handle in the chat, please. It's Creator Jules.
Yee.
Let's see here. Let me read this again. What bucket list item do you most want to check off in the next 6 months? What bucket list thing do you want to do in the next 6 months?
I would genuinely like to put money down on my first DFW property.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably it. Be able to say I got my first home.
Single family home, townhome,
yeah,
condo?
Not necessarily because I want it for me. It's just a smart investment move.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a solid fucking return. Choose one famous person from history, it could be dead or alive, that you would want to be with you during a zombie apocalypse.
I don't know why that came to my mind is Abraham Lincoln.
Did you watch Abraham Lincoln?
That's what came to my mind.
If you guys have never seen that shit's fire. What is it? Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah,
Vampire
something like that.
Bro, it goes. The title is so corny. It's so good.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Which superpower would you choose?
Teleportation.
Good one. You can't ever go wrong with that. Thank you, CJ, for putting that in the chat. Everybody go follow her. Let's see. What is something interesting we would not know about you just by looking at you?
I feel like I'm a pretty transparent person. I would say, does it look like I smoke cannabis?
Kind of.
Never mind.
It was the pearl tie that gave it away.
Yeah. This is whenever my scene kid
You're so regal, you called it cannabis.
Does
it look like I smoke cannabinoids?
Hey, man, I'm trying to promote the proper consumption.
Right, there you go. What show do you remember the most from your childhood?
Dragon Tales came to mind.
Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales.
That's an OG ass cartoon.
I love that. That was a great cartoon. That, and I like Steven Universe, but that wasn't so much from in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If you could replace all the grass in the world with something else, what would it be and why?
I don't know why. I'm just going like off the top of my head here, guys. But peanut butter came.
Can you imagine falling just? Fuck.
That's why I would do it, because it'd be so funny all the time.
God, see, I would do like eyelashes. It would just be like little eyelash hairs. Peanut butter. Good Lord. Well, why would you do peanut butter?
For the pure fact that you would just see people slip and fall all the time, and that's my type of comedy, man.
Fuck, man. I told you not to push you. Use a new jacket, right? Let's see here. If animals could talk, which species do you think would be the rudest?
If animals could talk, probably porcupines. They just seem like don't fuck with me animals.
Actually, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
If you were arrested suddenly for no reason, your face was flashed all over the news, what would your family and friends assume that you did?
Oh, they would have no idea, man.
Really?
I'm so hard to follow as a person.
Okay, so they're like, I don't know what she would do.
Yeah. But I would have to say, if it was something like Fugazi, and I wanted it to be plastered everywhere, I would hope it would be like, I don't know, like spray painting some national monument or something.
It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty rebellious. How many chickens would it take to be able to kill a lion? I'm asking the hard-hitting questions.
How would they even try? I'm
chickens?
gonna go with at least 1 million chickens.
To smother it?
Yeah.
Kill it completely?
Yeah.
Peck it to death?
Yeah.
Let's see. You found a time machine that took you back 600 years. Okay. All you have are the clothes on your back. How do you tell people that you're from the future?
Hold on, I want to see what year that is.
That's 600 years ago from today.
Minus 600. Maybe 1422. What's even happening during that time?
I don't know.
So, okay. So I show up. Am I in the clothes that I'm in right now?
You're just wearing the clothes. You don't have any electronics, but you got all your jewelry, all your clothes on. You show
Bro,
up.
I would just be like, look at me. Look at me.
They'd be like, she's a witch. Burn her. That's what they would do. They would kill you so fast.
Immediately. But I'd be like, I don't know. I'd figure out a way.
Because the Salem witch trials were in the 1500s. So you're like before that.
So people still like witches at this point.
Witches aren't really a thing yet. Witches kind of come, you know how Salem witch
Well,
trials.
no. Witches just got bad PR and branding. Witches have always been around. Like the mysticals have already been around because the religion started with the mysticals, weirdly enough. But they just over time.
I just remember the Salem witch trials. Like these girls were like, she's a witch. And everybody's like, okay, she's a witch.
Yeah, but that's just basically like what they do on the internet now. It's just cancel culture.
That's true. Wow. Very good comparison. Cancel culture has gone back. It's the modern day Salem witch trials. It's crazy to think. What is the worst thing that a person can put on their bio on a dating app?
Look at this fish. And then I have a picture of a fish.
What? Have you seen someone actually do that? Look at this fish. What the fuck? That is so
but I
random.
think about the photos of them holding the.
It's like a fucking. Look at this. Scrolling by that, you're not like, I gotta fuck this guy.
No.
Did you see the carp on this guy? Good Lord. Oh my God. What is the big...
There's so many.
Right? What's the biggest red flag?
This is horrible, but when they're way too buff.
Like too buff, like...
Yeah, like I don't even need to get around that energy to know that they care way too much about their appearance or they are on some kind of steroids or something.
Yeah.
And I'm
Too
just
much
like...
testosterone will get you every time, man.
Yeah.
And then some of these are kind of controversial, but do you think men and women can be just platonic friends? Do you think it's
Oh
possible?
yeah, 100%. I have so many guy friends.
Do you think that those guys, if you gave them the chance, they would hook up with you?
Oh, 1,000,000% yes.
See? So I think women think men can be just friends with, or they can be friends with men, but I don't think men think they can just be friends with women.
But to me, that's still friendship.
True, but it's one-sided. Because if you gave those guys
No,
the
no,
chance...
no. I'm saying, it's like, okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So I just went on a date with a friend that I've known for years and years and years. Me and Solomon both know him.
Right.
Super cool guy. He just broke up with, like, him and his girlfriend just broke up. And so, like, I know this is kind of, like, to make him feel better, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. But, like, in my head, I'm like, this isn't really going to go anywhere. This is just, like, to help him,
Get
you
your
know?
ego boosted a little bit.
Yeah, like, I just want to support my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so during the day, he's like, have you ever kissed an Indian guy before? He's Indian. And I was like...
Just asking for a friend. And
yeah. I was like, actually, no, I don't think I have, you know? And so, like, basically he asked me if I would kiss him. And, like, me rationalizing, going to the logic side of my brain, not wanting to ruin this friendship that I have. I'm like, these are all the things that can go wrong if we kiss. I'm just going to lay it out for you, you know? Like, da-da-da-da-da. Namely, we found out, you know? Like, I would hate for us to not be friends anymore. So anyways, we end up kissing at the end of the day, and like we're still friends. Like it's still cool. Like,
but you think if Solomon wasn't in the picture and you gave this guy a chance, he would jump on you?
You mean like having sex or like being in a relationship?
Either or. I mean, he wanted to kiss
I think
you.
he would try, but I genuinely am so like I don't even know how I'm picky, because I'm not picky in the traditional sense of like I want him to look a certain way. Like I'm picky, like I'm looking for a certain personality type,
more
a
like
certain
on the emotional
intellectual.
side.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, and I would just tell him that, you know, I've got a guy friend right now that I can tell is like, ever since I've told him like, oh yeah, I'm polyamorous, and
he's like, so when do I get a shot?
Yeah, straight up. And like he just doesn't. I love him.
R.I.P. to the homie. If you're in the chat, I'm sorry, man, but it's fucking over.
I love him, but it's just he's not my type, and like he doesn't get spiritual, intellectual stuff like I do, and like we have fun. We do creative photo shoots together, and like that's the type of friendship that I get with him. So yeah, I mean, I think every case is different.
It is case by case, but I think in the masses, I think women are more okay with being friends with a guy, but most guys are friends with a girl, but there's a goal. They're like, I would definitely hit or do something.
Well, and I think that's for two reasons. One, men have been taught that there always has to be a goal. Like there always has to be got to get somewhere with this, you know. Women have been berated that we're more emotional creatures, and so like, you know, we're just like beep boop bopping along having a great time, and like a man walks in, he's like, hey girl, like I want to be with you, and they're like, yo, we're just chilling, we're doing our baddie thing, you know. And so like, yeah, we can be friends with you, and a lot of the times I think the best relationships do start as friendships. I would have never thought me and Solomon would have got together, never. And then it just like clicked one day for me. I was like, that makes sense.
I think the older you get, the more you realize you really do need a friend. Once again, it's going back to the wants and needs.
Yeah.
Like when you're younger, you're like, I want this aesthetic. I want a certain kind of guy. But then you get older and you're like, oh, wow, you just came into my life. I didn't know I needed you.
Yeah.
And so you and Solomon are a fucking great
so,
for that
and that's
reason.
why I also don't mind them hanging around, because maybe one day that clicks for me and them, you know? Maybe old homeboy that I'm like, I'm just not into it. Maybe he just like goes through like a revolution and it's like, that's not what I'm trying to say. Revelation. That's
revelation. There you go.
Yeah. I was like, revolution. Anyways, he goes through a revelation in his life and I'm like, holy shit, you are so hot to me now. You know, like it could just happen.
Yeah.
So I never say no. I always give him an opportunity.
I don't know your name out there, guy, but there's still a shot. We are at time. It is 12:30. Thank you so much, Creator Jules.
Did we make $50?
We didn't hit $50.
Damn, guys, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Sorry,
maybe
not trying to come at y'all.
Maybe next year. But it was good to have you out. Do you have anything to say before I do my outro?
Just make sure to follow me, guys, and girls if there's there. My name is Creator Jules on all social platforms. I think I'm the funniest on TikTok. I'm the most beautiful on Instagram, and we get down and dirty on the OnlyFans. So I'll see y'all there.
OnlyFans, get at her.
Oh, I also have YouTube. Go listen to my music. Jesus, my bad.
She's a little bit of everything. But no, seriously, thank you guys for joining. I'll be cutting up some clips, so just make sure that I think most of you guys follow the YouTube and rest of that. Biggity bet that. It was good to have you guys out. Shout out to everybody that subbed today. Shout out to Chetty that donated. Jenkins that I can look back. God and Negativity, thank you so much for the sub. Thanks for the follow. I see Johnny and some of you other Easy Kappa. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Hey, can she lift you up before it ends? No. I will see you guys.
You donate $50 right now.